Good evening. We have an informational tonight with our friends from NPU on sustainability. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Right. Good evening. Tonight, I'd like to introduce Jessica Leclerc, Community Engagement and Outreach Program Manager from the Institute for Sustainable Energy at Eastern Connecticut State University. Jessica will be presenting information on the Sustainable CT, a voluntary municipal certification program designated to help Connecticut communities demonstrate their town is a vibrant, healthy, resilient, and thriving place for residents by recognizing existing sustainability actions and promoting economic development while respecting our natural resources. Certified communities are able to take advantage of the program's resources and tools to advance sustainability actions. Following Jessica's presentation, we'll be happy to answer any questions about this program, and during tonight's council meeting, you'll be asked to vote on a resolution that demonstrates Norwich's intent to seek certification. So, Jessica.
Hello, good evening. As you mentioned, my name is Jessica Leclerc, and I'm with the Institute for Sustainable Energy at Eastern Connecticut State University, and we do oversee a program called Sustainable CT. Sustainable CT is a relatively new statewide municipal certification program intended to enhance and increase a community's overall sustainability. And when we say sustainability, we mean more than the traditional environmental sense, though we do include that, but on top we layer on transportation, arts and culture, public health, housing, local economies, really everything that makes a community a place where people want to live, work, and play. So tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about the program, give you a very high-level overview in probably 10 minutes or less, that's my goal, and then walk you through the certification process if this is something that you think that the city would like to move forward with. So as I mentioned, Sustainable CT is a relatively new program. We officially launched in November of 2017, so we have just about a year and a half under our belts. And at our core, we have a menu of actions that cities and towns can pick from to work on to get points that will count towards their overall certification. And you can see on this handout, on the back side of it, there's a list of 55 different actions that you can pick from. There's no one-size-fits-all way to navigate the program. You really do select the actions that make the most sense for you, that speak to you now and where you want to go into the future. We want you to be successful within the program, so we do have technical and financial supports available to help you implement the actions in the program. And we hope that by participating in Sustainable CT, your community is more sustainable, more efficient, healthier, safer, more resilient, and thriving. This is our mission statement and definition of sustainability rolled into one. Sustainable CT communities strive to be thriving, resilient, collaborative, and forward-looking. They build community and local economy. They equitably promote the health and well-being of current and future residents, and they respect the finite capacity of the natural environment. Our program is built up of actions. You do the actions, you get the points, you get certified. We've tried to keep the process fairly straightforward. All of the actions within the program fall within one of these 9 different categories, and you can see they have pretty long titles, but quickly they're transportation, physical infrastructure and operations, public services, planning, land and natural resources, local economies, housing, cultural ecosystems, and community impacts. So the programs in the actions in the program really are iterative. They speak to this moment in time, 2018, 2019, we developed them last year, and we will change, we'll continue to grow as we move forward as a state. Each action in the program was designed to have as many benefits as possible to really maximize the bang for your buck. So you can see here there are 8 different benefit icons that we've selected to ascribe to individual actions. If you were to look on our webpage, on our actions page, you would see a string of these benefit icons associated with each individual action. And there are 55 actions, and actually when you break them down, about 150 different sub-actions, and I don't want to get into the weeds, but there's lots of ways you can get points. And that can be a bit overwhelming. It's a really big menu to pick from. So it might be that at this particular point in time, Norwich is really interested in economic well-being. You really want to have a vibrant and healthy downtown. So you can look to the actions that will get you that particular benefit. Or perhaps you're really interested in cost savings. That's an important thing we've been hearing across the state. So there are actions that will lead to that outcome as well. Besides the benefits you might get from completing any one action, there are other benefits to participating in the program. Here are a few. The first, it's a recognition program. At the end of the day, you'll be recognized as a Sustainable CT certified community. If you'd like to get there, we'd like to help you get there. This past year, we certified our first cohort of cities and towns. 22 towns within our first year got certified, which we were amazed at, not because we didn't think towns were active, just there's a lot going on. It was our first year. So we were really pleased with that number, and we're excited to build on that momentum. Being certified as a sustainable CT community can be a way to brand yourself, to show that sustainability is something that you care about, that you're active on, and that you're successful with. And that does matter, especially to people who are younger, millennials and below. We want to work on issues that speak to us, that resonate. We want to be able to live in a community where we can roll up our sleeves and get to work. And sustainability is something that my peer group and below, we do care about these sort of things. Another benefit, we have funding and other resources that come to towns that are registered. And I'll talk a bit more about what being registered versus certified means, but we intend 99% of our resources to be enabling resources to help you implement actions. So they're not rewards for getting certified, they're to help you move forward along your sustainability journey. Additionally, we have partnerships. So what we've heard from the 22 certified communities, those cities and towns who've gone through the process all of the way, is that because we take the broader look at sustainability, they're finding that this is bringing together people who care about bike riding with people who care about land conservation, with those who are really interested in economic development, and so on and so forth. And it's great. It's really helping them weave together that civic infrastructure. Another benefit of participating is the peer sharing and visibility. So this is a screenshot of our website. The state looks a bit faded, and this is outdated, and I'm happy to report we have 81 registered towns. It's sort of tough to keep up. We had a banner week last year with 3 towns that joined in one day. But any blue town that's on the map is a town that's registered, so they passed the resolution to join. Those that are either shaded silver or bronze have achieved one of those 2 levels of certification. So any community that is a certified community, you're able to go in and see everything that they successfully included in their application package. So if we click on one town, if you click, we're going to click on Middletown. Middletown was the first, yep. No, you just have to click. Perfect. So Middletown was the first town to pass the resolution to join. They're a bronze certified community. If we click again, you can see their certification report. So here in these reports, you would see policies, planning documents, photos from events. Whatever they did and they got points for, you can see. So Middletown is showcasing the work that they've done. Others can go in and see and learn. For instance, we're getting calls from towns who are active on their applications right now, and one that just came up recently was, how do I do a natural resource and wildlife inventory? I was able to go onto my map, filter it. I have 4 towns who have excellent examples, send them those 4 examples, and that town now can move forward with this under their belt. So it's a helpful resource to learn and to showcase the work that you're doing. All right, next slide. So I'm going to walk you through the certification process really quickly. So if you are interested in joining the program, the first step is to pass a resolution, and you have a resolution on the docket for this evening. The resolution, as you see, tells us a few things. It tells us that you're interested in participating, that you have some point of contact from the town that we can reach out to make sure you have what you need to be successful, and that you're creating a sustainability team, which is some grouping of people who will carry out the program. The composition of that team is entirely up to you. You know what works best in your town, and it has varied across the state as to how communities have navigated that. Some do an existing committee or commission, some make a new group, some keep it at the staff level, some have some hybrid version where people tap in and tap out based on whatever action you're working on. We can talk through those different options if you would like, if that is something you want to work through. But there's lots of different ways to go about that, and that's part of that baked-in flexibility. Once you've passed the resolution, you register online, and that's just uploading the text of the resolution. It should take you 2 minutes or less to complete that, and then you get a blue dot on the map. And at that point, you can work through the program at your own pace. When you pass a resolution, it's free. There is no cost. There's also no commitment. You're really not committing to get certified this year or ever. It might be that you work on an action or 2 using our resources over the next 20 years. And that's fine. If you're advancing the sustainability needle in Norwich and it's exactly in line with your mission and objectives, that's great. We're happy for that. That's exactly what we want to do. If you want to get certified too, we'll help you with that. You do work through the program at your own pace, and when you're ready, you can submit for certification through your municipal profile. So when you register on our website, you gain access to a municipal profile that's unique to the city. It's free, it's yours for as long as you'd like to have it. You can add as many users as you'd like to add so that people from your sustainability team can be working remotely and simultaneously on your application package. So these are our certified communities from our first ever cohort. The top is our silver certified cities and towns. Hartford is missing. There are five, so Hartford missed the photo op, but they were there and they got their plaque. The bottom row are 17 bronze certified communities. We gave these awards at the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities annual convention last year that took place at Foxwoods, and it was great. So they got to receive these plaques in front of 1,000 of their closest friends and colleagues during that day. So it was fun. And that was the governor's debate stage, so there was a lot of pomp that day, pomp and circumstance. It was cool. So this is a timeline, and it's a bit faded, but I just wanted to point out some of the checkpoints. So if you are interested in joining the program and you want to get certified eventually, we'll keep the seasonality of this timeline. These are the dates for this year. So cities and towns that want to get certified in 2019 have 2 dates to keep in mind. May 2nd, which is a pre-application review, where you can submit an action, 2 actions, all of your actions, or none, whatever you want. And we have about 40 external reviewers to help us look over your materials and make sure it's in line. And if it's not, we'll give you some feedback that you can use for your final application, which would be due August 30th of this year. So we'll keep the seasonality of a springtime pre-application checkpoint, and then a end of summer deadline if you'd like to get certified in that given year. Throughout the course of the year, we'll offer workshops, technical assistance, webinars, whatever it is that you need. It really helps us when we hear from towns and cities as to where you're struggling or where you're really succeeding, so we can try to match up and plug any holes and gaps if you have them. We are offering currently 2 levels of certification, bronze and silver. We are working on a gold, and that's something that we'd like to release in the next year or 2. To be successful in either, you must complete 1 action in each of the 9 action categories, which I showed you a few slides ago. And that's really just to encourage that breadth of sustainability. It might be that one category you're not that strong in and you just get 5 points in it, and that's fine. And then you hit a home run in other categories. So we still do have that flexibility here built in. There is one required action though, and that's 9.1, optimize for equity. So for bronze or silver, you have to work through that action. And you apply an equity lens. We have an equity toolkit that we've developed with the working group that you apply to any other action in the program to make sure that the benefits are spread throughout a community and that they're trying to minimize unintended consequences from any one particular action. And we have coaching support available to help you navigate that if you'd like. So you do 1 equity toolkit for bronze and 3 equity toolkits for silver. And then you can do whatever actions you'd like to do to get to 200 points for bronze or 400 for silver. And as a reference, there are like 1,600 plus points possible in the program. So there's lots of different ways you can make traction. We want you to be as successful as you want to be. We are truly here for you as much as possible. So we have calls and emails from towns every day. So today I was on the phone with, I won't say the name of the town, but we were talking about open space planning and emailing another town about the equity action. And it's constant and it's great. And it helps us continue to iterate and improve the program to make sure that it continues to meet the needs of all of our cities and towns. I cannot lie, we are a year and a half old. We are a young program, and we have just about half the state participating. So half the state, we don't know how you respond to sustainable CT. We don't know if our actions make sense for you. We hope they do, and we want to work with you to make sure that they do. So the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You just let us know if things are going well. If you have questions, we are here, and we're willing to work and learn and listen as to how you do business and how our actions can be applied within your particular community. Because we know that every city and town across Connecticut's very unique, and that's something we want to celebrate. We have, again, multiple events per month. We were just in Litchfield this past Friday. We'll be in Middletown this coming Friday to do a workshop on plans of conservation and development. We just try to keep rolling out different opportunities to help communities. So again, we want to hear from you what your needs are so we can try to provide for them. We have technical assistance available through our no-cost assistance programs. This is essentially free consulting for cities. We have 4 hours of free coaching for all registered cities and towns. We're working with the Solar Foundation, the Connecticut Green Bank, to help communities assess their solar permitting process for small solar installations. We're working with the Nature Conservancy to offer community resilience building workshops in your town or your city to help assess your climate vulnerability and prepare a climate resilience plan. We're working with the Green Bank again and Posigen to run Solar for All campaigns within towns. This is something where you target low to moderate income homeowners to help them put solar and energy efficiency measures on their property, which is great because they're often a segment that's left out of the equation. And there'll be more to come. So this is free consulting for towns, no dollars exchanged, but you're getting a service, and in most cases, you're getting an action completed. We also have financial supports. We have $360,000 pledged to support communities this year. We are bringing on a person to help us orchestrate that process right now. So the funds will start to be made available this summer. So we're really excited about that. Additionally, if it's just people power that you need, we have fellows that are coming on board. All of the 9 councils of governments will have at least 1 fellow for the summer. This would be a Connecticut resident or someone who's attending a university or grad school within the state. They'll be working full-time at the COG, able to provide whatever kind of direct support registered cities and towns in need. It could be helping you figure out where you have some points already scored, because we do give credit for past action. It could be helping you strategize as to what actions you want to do or where you think you are or where you are in the certification process. It could be making agendas for your sustainability team meetings. It could be helping you do events. It's really up to you. They're awesome. So we don't usually put limits on the fellows because they blow our expectations out of the water. We will have 2 fellows this year at the Southeastern Connecticut COG. So we want to keep them really busy this summer. We don't want any downtime. We want to keep them extremely busy. So if you do join, we can think of some projects for them. Some photos of our fellows in action. We also have a workshop in the upper left-hand corner. And lastly, we have a funding portal on our website. This is a screenshot. These are grants that are available from third parties. So they're not from us. They could be from the state, from the federal government, from nonprofits, wherever. We try to link these funding opportunities to actions, and we just try to keep this updated. So it's another place for you to search for funding if that's something that's of interest. We can't guarantee that you'll get it, but we're trying to put it in one place for you. And that would be in addition to the funding that would be from our program to communities. And yeah, we just keep these things rolling as they come and go. Next slide. And that's it. So I'd be happy to take any questions if you have them. Yes, ma'am.
So you said there's no cost and no commitment. What is your funding source?
We are funded by, at this point, our founding funders are 3 philanthropies, the Emily Hall Tremaine Foundation, the Common Sense Fund, and the Hampshire Foundation.
So you're privately funded?
Correct.
And you feel confident that you have sufficient private funding to maintain this program?
I do. We have funding commitments for a couple years out, and we are also seeking funding from other organizations. We've received some funding from the Community Foundation of Eastern Connecticut and others, and we have a development person that we brought on staff to help us strategize as to how to do that in the long term, like the 5 to 10 to 15 years out.
Other questions? Yes, Alderman Browning.
I'd like to direct the question to the acting manager of NPU.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding is you're the lead agency on this in the city of Norwich.
Yes, we would be managing the project and working to coordinate the other departments in the city, such as planning, public works, housing, anybody else would need to help with the project.
We just saw a sheet be given out with a point schedule, and this was I was informed that the reason to support this is we're already doing most of these activities anyway. How many points do you think we would currently qualify for? Just a rough estimate.
Gene, do we have a guess yet? Gene will be managing the project for NPU, but this is something where most of this work has been done. It's really bringing in the information, collating it, and using it as part of this application.
And the next question I have is, it's what typically gets thrown at aldermen, which is you're spending all of our money, you're start doing additional commitments. You're probably in the best position to estimate how much additional do you think we're going to be spending to support this program?
So this is going to be manpower only, coordinating the information and getting it. We have a very similar program we're doing with American Public Power Association for sustainability as well. So there's a nice marriage between those two programs, and I think a lot of the same information will be able to use in both places. And this will be something the city can market this. It's a positive thing for bringing sustainable business into the city of Norwich.
Okay.
Other questions? Alderman DeLucia.
So this is a question for Ms. Leclerc. Thank you for presenting this tonight. So help me understand this. This goes beyond just energy efficiency. This goes beyond the utility. I mean, I'm looking at some of these items that are on here, healthy, efficient, and diverse housing, strategic and inclusive public services. I mean, so this is more widespread and more far-reaching than just utilities. So Sustainable CT provides us with the roadmap to accomplish these things. And in turn, that makes us a better community, saves us money, add here, right, so what's the long-term benefit to the community?
Well, I think there could be many. One thing that we've heard from some of the certified towns that, especially in the first year, and we have 1 year under our belt, so within the first year, you spend a lot of time looking back and assessing where you've been, and it helps bring different departments together. So you're right, we do look far beyond energy, so that's mostly in category 6, the physical infrastructure and operations, but we do bring in all of the things that are under a municipality's purview. So it brings together people at the departmental level within the municipality, within the commissions, and then broadly the partner groups that you work with. And it could be nonprofits in the city that are doing work, the library, it could be United Way and others that can help you accomplish action. So bringing these different kinds of groups together, figuring out where you are and how it fits into where you want to go, and then using some of the resources and steps that we've outlined, if it makes sense, to take those next steps. So there is that assessment of where you've been, but also using this as a springboard of where you want to go, and celebrating where you are, which is usually a lot farther than you think. So some communities have found this as something to be proud of, to really come together and say, wow, I thought we were awesome, but we are really awesome. So that's been encouraging.
And so is there a benefit? And if so, what is the benefit of being certified silver versus bronze?
Bragging rights, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's up to you as to what level feels right. Many communities, many more achieved bronze, and now they're going for silver this year, which is pretty exciting. Only when they have 1 year, they haven't really enjoyed their certification that long before they're getting back at it. Points can motivate people. We are right now, all of the certified communities are receiving trees and plaques, and we're trying to celebrate the wins, the certification win. The silver communities we're working on, and I'm not sure how much of this I can say, but another sort of support for the silver communities. And that's why I say 99% of our resources are enabling. We are thinking through what it means to be bronze or silver and how we might lift up those communities.
Okay. I actually have a question for our Director of Planning and Neighborhood Services. If you could come to the podium. Thank you, Ms. Leclerc. And this might be an unfair question, and it's okay if it is. So if we were to achieve silver rating, how does that benefit us in terms of urban planning and the economic development and all of those pieces that we're trying to get pulling in the same direction?
I think exactly what she said. I think we're looking back right now of what we've accomplished and, just quickly perusing that list, we're like, we've done that. That's great. Okay, we talked to Jake about emergency management, oh, we're doing great things with special flood hazard areas and all these different things that we're actually doing. And then we look at the plan of conservation and development as part of this. And as a matter of fact, Dan is going to a training on Friday about how to incorporate portions of the plan of conservation and development into Sustainable Connecticut. So we're kind of picking out those things that we need to do and what we've done. And exactly what she said is I think we're going to be surprised at the successes that we've had so far, but we're also going to be visionary because we'll see where those gaps are more clearly. Say, you know what, we really should be working, even though we know that through the plan, but having these tools and all these different categories and looking and going, yeah, we could do that, and that wouldn't be that hard, those kind of things. And that won't cost that much money to get that done. So I think we can do that. It's going to help economic development. And again, it is that moniker that I think will make the city really proud of ourselves because I think we are doing a lot of these things, and NPU's doing a lot of them already. So that's where we're looking at the list saying, we can do this, and we really do feel positive that, we can get this done and get our application in time to meet this year's deadline.
Do you think that the items on this list will also lead us to dovetailing our departmental operations to some degree, finding efficiencies
Yeah,
that way?
hopefully, I think so. Like I said, looking at all the different criteria, and you don't need to meet everything in every criteria. So some of the things we're going to do, and some we may figure we're not doing. But if they jump out as being important in that, we should be doing those, obviously that'd be something that I would bring to the council or in the economic development meetings and go, hey, here's some really good ideas that popped out to us through doing this process.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity to hear about the program directly tonight. And we'll take it to heart tonight as we. Thank you.